Hi, everyone. Welcome to our final week of EDU310. It's been a wonderful session, and I have truly appreciated reading all of your papers, watching your presentations, and participating in the discussions. This has been a really great group, and I really do appreciate all of you. Just a reminder, just like I take the time to give you a lot of specific feedback on your work, I'm asking that you please complete your course evaluation and give me some feedback so I can be part of that cycle of continuous improvement in my ability to teach and to be able to present information. I really would appreciate if you could take the time to do that. So there's that. So for our final week of the course, um, before I forget, there is no late work allowed for week 6. So everything has to be in by midnight on Saturday night. So just keep that in mind as you're doing your work, that I cannot accept any work per the university policy past, they actually say 11:59 on Saturday evening. So just make sure you get everything in on time. Anyhow, for our final week of class, we're going to be talking about mistaken goals, motivation, and mindfulness. So I'm going to ask that you do some reading in your textbook, chapter 11, which is about mistaken goals, motivation, and mindfulness, and also watch a few videos, one about mindfulness and one about finding positivity. Those are the two um, videos for this week. And for this week, we're going to have a discussion and two assignments. So, for our discussion, I'd like you to define what mindfulness is and why mindfulness and mindfulness practices are important in an early childhood classroom. And then I'd like you to give an example that you can use to encourage mindfulness, encouragement of a practice that you can use to encourage mindfulness in an early learning classroom. And an example of mindfulness that you can implement to support your personal well being. And as always, be sure to think of a couple questions that you can ask your peers and myself to make our discussion rich. And so, our first assignment this week is going to be a mini case study. So, I have 4 mini case studies presented. You're to choose 2 of them. So, you read the case studies, and each case study has questions in the case study. So, what I'd like you to do is to look at those case studies and answer those questions in the 2 scenarios that you've chosen. So I know which case studies you're doing. Make sure you put the child's name in the heading for each section so I know which one you are referring to. So make sure, as always, that you make connections to your learning, that you use references and in-text citations, and you're able to make those very explicit connections to what you have learned. Again, pick 2 of the mini case studies. And then for our final assignment of the class, we're going to pull it all together. What I want you to do is develop a presentation that you could use at a family night. That's going to help families with young children understand what punishment is, also what positive guidance is, and how their actions as an adult can really have an impact on positive child behaviors and positive child outcomes. So I would encourage you to do this as a presentation instead of a paper. And it's something that you may be able to use at some point professionally as well. So if you do decide to do an actual presentation, a PowerPoint, a Prezi, something in Canva, you can use whichever app you're most comfortable with. Make sure that you do have a voiceover component to it. That is part of doing the presentation, in addition to having a page with all of your references. And then you can use in-text citations on the slide. If you are quoting or paraphrasing, you can just put a little note in the corner of the slide. Well, that's it for week 6. Again, it's been a pleasure learning with all of you. If I can ever be of any support to you in the future, feel free to reach out. Maybe I'll get to see some of you in another class. I teach several of them for BayPath, so maybe some of you will turn up on one of my other classes, which I would love to see. Anyhow, take care. It's been a great 6 weeks. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or to send me a message through Canvas, and I will do my best to help you out. Take care.